Right, so this is Steve Wally. I'm with the Iron Range Adventures podcast, and I got the pleasure of sitting next to the busy Mr. One Man Band, Steve Solkela. How are we doing today?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to our airwaves here. Good to be here. Steve and Steve in the morning, except it's 3 p.m.
So that's good. Yeah, it's very nice. We have two Finlanders right here, and then we have actually a Finlander behind the camera. He's giving a little wave as you see. You probably can't see it.
His name's Steve.
There it is. Okay, so I got Steve Solkela, the one man band. I guess we'll kind of dive right into it. Steve has been a good friend. We've been friends for what, 5 years?
Who are you? Yes, it's been 5 years now, I suppose. Yeah, I can't even remember how I met you. Sometimes Steves just find each other.
I'll bring it back before we start the official podcast. But Steve Lepala, he is part of the Finlandia Foundation down in Duluth, and he said, "Hey, since you're living on the Iron Range, you're gonna have to meet Steve Solkela." And we were at the Redhead grand opening.
Yes.
And then I called Steve Lepala and I said, "Hey, like, who is this guy? What should I be looking for?" So he sends me a picture of you. And then, so I look around, I couldn't find you. And then sure enough, right at the end, I seen you clicking your heels. And then you have that van.
Everybody named Steve, invite him into our friend group. His uncle Steve is also Steve of very high quality. He's
Shout
a
out
very proud
Lepala.
Finlander, too. Yeah. There's too many Finlanders named Steve. I mean, not enough Finlanders.
Well, and then we went down, and then, so yeah, we got to know each other. It turns out it was, it felt like we knew each other forever. And then we went down to Jerome, Arizona.
You're like a sister to me, Stevie. I tell you. How many fins does it take to screw in a light bulb? We just sit there in the dark. If these burnt out, it'd be just audio podcast, yeah.
All right, so yeah, we met, and it's been awesome. Steve is such a great guy. So I wanted everybody to learn more about his story and kind of peel back the onions of what everybody sees. But I guess for anyone who hasn't seen you live, how do you explain what you do without sounding insane?
Yeah, I'm a comedian, unicycling, accordionist, roofer. I got a theater company, and yeah, I mostly do stunts, comedy, and music all over the world. It's going okay. I'm completely broke, but I'm not happy either. But I am well known, which is that doesn't help you. It used to be fame used to mean wealth. It don't mean that anymore. Yeah. Thanks to Spotify, I can be broke no matter how famous I get. So
I guess, Steve, at what moment did you realize, yep, I'm going to strap 20 plus instruments to myself and make this my life?
Yeah, and what's really sad about this one-man band is it all started with flakes. I'm actually the CEO of Kellogg's, from how many flakes I've dealt with in my career. And unfortunately, I had a band even in far back as high school. And yeah, most everybody just either overcommitted or overpromised or couldn't get out of work at Walmart for a gig I told them about months in advance. So I ended up just slowly but surely, everyone would just leave me to die in this entertainment career. So you become a one-man band. I think every business owner knows that. Even if you go in with an even partnership, it usually does somebody ends up towing the line and doing more and donating more and investing more. And till eventually it was like, wow, I didn't realize I could do this with my foot. I started playing a cowbell with one foot and the accordion, and then I had horns and stuff in the kneecaps. And now I got a cymbal helmet, and I play about 22 instruments at the same time. Then there's a couple auxiliary ones too. So it all comes down to flakes. So my old Kellogg's everything.
And I guess what would you say? What would you say that's harder, playing 24 instruments at once, or explaining payload to somebody from New Jersey?
That's a good question. Yeah, I would definitely say the instruments for sure. Okay. Yeah, Palo is very near and dear to my heart and far away from anyone or anywhere on the world unless you're from there, which is like 30 people. So, yeah.
And then take us back. I mean, I guess where did the nickname overpopulated one-man band come from?
Yeah, and that's just me being an idiot. Like, one guy, overpopulated one-man band. Well, it's really dark. It kind of comes down to if you're one guy and it's still overpopulated, it means that you don't really want to be here either.
Oh, really?
So,
Okay.
yeah, I don't think anyone really gets the full joke. It's just there's a surface level joke and there's always a dark joke with every joke I make, and most people only get one. So
Did somebody come up with that, or how did that name come about?
that's all me, baby.
Oh, you? Okay.
Most of my jokes are my own originals, especially the dumb ones.
And then growing up in Palo with about 36 people,
Yeah.
what was childhood really like?
Yeah, and it's neat. I grew up on a farm. We had chores. I started roofing at such a young age. So life was just kind of work. It's simple. There's not really a whole lot to say. When you grow up rural, you kind of make a choice of especially if you're an introverted kid on the farm,
Sure.
then you might just enjoy the solitude. But me, I was just so broke and I had so many things I wanted to do that I would bike the 13 miles into town. I started working like full time at 12 years old, and yeah, I had some weird dreams. And yeah, I would recommend every musician out there. Dreams just get in the way. Focus on your cover band.
Where was your first job?
I started at Vern's Greenhouse when I was a child.
Yeah.
Edit this out. It's child labor stuff. I don't know. We can't talk about this.
Oh, it's the past now.
Yeah, I'll cut it right here. Yeah, I actually worked at a greenhouse. Plus, I grew up on the farm.
It's awesome.
And then I started roofing as soon as I hit puberty at 2 years old. And yeah, I've done just about everything. A lot of landscaping, a little bit. I never did a paper route or nothing, but
Sure.
yeah, I did a lot of work in town when I'd go there. And it wasn't until 10th grade I started the music career,
Sure.
which I started sarcastically, and I still am.
And I guess for you, your grandparents influenced your comedy. What do they teach you about life?
Everybody I'm related to is hilarious. I don't know what it is, but yeah, Grandpa was hilarious. Grandma was hilarious in that sly, intelligent way. So I pride myself in being more of a one-liner guy. Just keep it moving, keep
Sure.
it going quick. And my grandpa was a little more like that. But yeah, about life, they never really took anything too seriously. They always stood up for what they were believing. But they kept everything light, and it's important to keep things moving. There's a lot of my life is a joke, but the real world is not, and I suppose you know how this feeling is too. You got to there's a lot of tragedies in the world, and
Yeah.
you somehow have to keep moving. Even like sulking has never helped, and for people like us that are self-employed, the more you sulk, you don't get to eat. Right. You have to keep moving, and my grandparents always had a good way of keeping me moving forward and focused, and they supported any dumb idea I had.
So would you say that they were, when you said that you're going to do the music stuff, were they pretty supportive, or how that conversation
The grandparents absolutely were. I think they knew. My grandmother, well, let me do a little sidebar. My stuntman career raised some eyebrows. My grandpa, whenever I do a stunt, the most notable one is I cut holes in the ice, swam from one hole to the other. It's about 33 feet. It's on YouTube if you find my channel. And I told my grandmother about it, not my grandpa, before I did it, and she's like, I know you're going to do it anyway, so you may as well do it safely. And that's what an intelligent woman tells somebody. And my grandpa, after I succeeded and got on the news, I didn't die, plot twist, darn. But my grandfather was so upset, he was like, one of these days you're going to die from doing all these dumb stunts you're doing, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, Grandpa, I had been training every day for it, jumping in cold water, doing regular polar plunge, getting ready for the Avanto Uinti ice swimming challenge. But yeah, that was the only thing Grandpa never supported was the stunts. The music, he used to just, as soon as he got a phone, he figured out how to do the audio recording. I'd practice my great-grandmother's piano all the time, and
Well, it sounds like they're very supportive, but like very cautious on some of the things, right? Correct?
Yeah, well, in my grandmother's case, she really was like, I know who you are, and I know that you're going to continue to put your life in danger as a stuntman entertainer. So I want you to do it safely, have a health crew there. And she always thought an extra 2 steps ahead.
Sure,
And I
sure.
admire that in her very much.
And I guess the evolution of the one-man band, what instrument came first, and what was the last Wild addition?
I suppose the truth is that I've been doing like percussion all my life. Even before I was a musician, I was getting in trouble in elementary school for my go to the office, you know. But the accordion was first. When I played the accordion, my whole life changed. But the most recent addition, I got a sousaphone, and I'm trying to figure out how to incorporate that into everything.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be real tough. I'd probably have to adjust the tubing a little bit. Yeah, I don't actually remember what this last. And some things fluctuate.
Oh, sure.
Some things fluctuate if they're broken or not.
To kind of dial back a little bit, how did the accordion come about, or how is that the first instrument?
Yes, I tell this story a few times in my past, but yeah, my step-grandfather, Andy Jacobson, he rest in peace. Yeah, my grandparents too. Everyone's gone. Everyone's gone that supported me in the early days.
Sure.
But Andy gave me an accordion. I was in the band in the choir. Trombone was the first instrument.
Sure.
But Andy was like, if you sing well, you should sing with something. And I was like, I ain't learning the guitar. Everybody plays a guitar.
Sure.
So he gave me an accordion. He told me 2 weeks. Take it for 2 weeks. If you like it, go buy your own. If you don't, then don't waste your money. And in his mind, he just didn't want me to waste my money.
Right.
So I came back in 2 weeks. How'd it go? I've had 3 paid gigs already, and I'm booked at 3 more. He's like, oh, you better keep that accordion.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I love that story because that's how it happened, too.
Oh, yeah.
I came back in that 2 weeks and visited him and could play the beer barrel polka, and he's like, you made more progress in that 2 weeks since I haven't since the 70s. So.
That's awesome. And I guess, what's the most physically exhausting stunt you've ever done mid-performance?
Most exhausting song?
Stunt.
Oh, well, playing the accordion on the unicycle is like just a standard exhaustion. Even if you've got a straight stretch, which is ideal,
Sure.
but if you're doing circles, it takes a little bit extra out of you. And then playing the accordion in addition, it seems the one-man band is. I can go all night.
Oh, sure.
I think the longest gig I've ever done without a break is like 8.5 hours because the closer act didn't show up. So they're like, you can just keep going as long as people were tipping. I just kept going. I think they gave me a brat and was like, take a break. I'm like, no, I'm going for my record. But usually it's an hour or two and then you get a break. But.
Sure. And I guess for a listening audience, I mean, there's probably a lot of people viewing this one. Do you have like a pre-show ritual at all, or anything you do before you do your gigs? Some of those are a little nerve-wracking, no?
You know, it's interesting. I suppose a lot of musicians probably do have a ritual, don't they? I usually am arriving in such a panic, Stevie. I ain't gonna lie. I'm usually running late, especially on Saturdays. I'll book 2, 3, sometimes 4 gigs. The record is 6 in one day, so unfortunately, I don't have a ritual.
Okay.
I look at the time, I panic, I go. But to tell you the truth, if I had a ritual, it's usually me driving to the show. I like to listen to something that I don't need to know at all.
Sure.
I call it a state break. I think they do that in psychology too.
Okay.
It's a state break where you give yourself that moment to kind of be out of your own skin for just a moment. And
Sure.
I got a handful of soothing songs, because even though I can do soothing songs myself, it's not many. I'm more of a comedy guy, especially with the originals.
Well, we were in the car together for what, 38 hours?
Yeah,
together?
we drove Minnesota to Montana. Then did we come back through Yellowstone?
No, we went through. What did we go through? We went through Minnesota. And the funny story about that is we get to Steve's house when he lived in Virginia, and I was so tired, but I'm like, all right, we got to get some ground. And then we load Steve's equipment up because we're heading over to Jerome, Arizona.
Jerome, Arizona. That's right. We stopped in Phoenix.
Well, because his van wasn't going to be able to make it, so then we said, well, we'll take my 4Runner.
They would have made it.
And I'm like, Steve, do you want to start driving first, or do you want me to start? And then we'll try to go as far as we can.
And I started driving, right?
And then you started driving.
When did you wake up? Kansas?
No, then we got to Minneapolis, and you said I was too tired.
No.
I thought we got to like Minneapolis, and you're like, hey, can you start driving?
Yeah, I can't remember. There's a
2-3 hour nap.
I got so much like travel anxiety that I usually will sleep 12 hours 2 days before because I know I won't sleep the next day.
And I was like, there's no way this guy has this much energy 24/7.
Yeah, I crash hard twice a week. And you just hope it's on a Sunday evening or something and you don't have a show.
We'll come on back, though, so make sure we get all these questions answered. And again, I want to appreciate you. Thank you so much for being on the podcast. I know you got a busy schedule. But I guess for you, I mean, you perform 250 plus shows a year. What does that lifestyle actually look like?
It's brutal, Steve.
I believe it.
I keep it pretty polished. I'm a very dark human being. People will never know that if I don't end up on podcasts. But I try to keep it light. But no, there's no doubt about it. I am a miserable human being. I've never been good at lying. I'm not going to start now.
Sure.
But especially January, February. We're filming in February. It's like, you need to grow. You need to do what you already have to do. And it's, I've been trying to hire quality help for years. And it's like, I've never been in that position where I can maintain.
Sure.
It's just financially, and you know our country, we don't take care of artists. It's not, nobody owes you a career in this, and that's
where
sucks.
Well, and that's where I'll kind of break to Steve Rockwell behind the camera. Him and I are actually going to start helping Steve because you told me that one of your gigs you went out to super far away, and it turns out they canceled. So Steve drove 2 hours there, 2 hours back, and he didn't get paid for anything, and the guy's already strapped for money. So we're actually going to add Steve Solkela's. You can book him on the website, and then everything will be handled through that. Is that correct, Steve?
And I have a sauna on a trailer, so a big part of having friends that are smarter than you is that to hopefully cover a couple of your weaknesses.
Well, we think it's fair that if somebody's going to cancel on you, there have to be a deposit, and if that deposit, if for whatever reason they don't cancel in the time frame, or if they cancel when you arrive, you still get paid for being there. If the cancellation wasn't done in a time frame that.
And this is a good topic to spend a minute on for business owners, for artists of any kind. It's really hard to promote yourself, and I've been told I have an ego. Where is it? I'm 11 years into this. I'm still broke. I donate every penny to the people I want to take care of. Whenever I have any amount of success, I just want to help my talented broke friends that I would like to hire for other things. And people have been generous in my career. I'm not saying that.
Sure.
I am an idiot, and I need help. It's been that way for 11 years.
Well, Steve and I are committed to help Steve out to get his everything more dialed in on the business end, so he could focus. Because I truly believe that, I mean, we do live in a dark world, and the only thing that's keeping it bright are musicians, comedians, and artists. So we're going to do our best to try to help those guys out. So if you're one of the three on there, definitely reach out, and we'll definitely help you out as well.
I'll try.
But we'll kind of dial back, though, because I just want to make sure that, and we're going to have Steve on the podcast as well, again, and more of a documentary series on Steve as well. But one of the questions also I got on here is, how did it feel playing for the Minnesota State Fair? Is that the biggest, like the top of the pinnacle of so far?
And it's interesting. The largest crowd I've played for, no. I was in an amphitheater. There was probably maybe 300 people paying attention.
Sure.
Probably 1,000 that could hear. So it's definitely top 5. Probably the biggest event I've played at is Höstfest, when I had like the largest crowd that could hear me. I think that is no longer running. That is canceled. Sure. So the largest event I've ever played at, but I'm really excited to have done that because I've always been a Minnesotan. Minnesotans have that weird ego attached to it. We love Minnesota, even if we talk trash about where we come from. As soon as somebody else does, going nuts. But I should have brought this with me, but I have a Minnesota map of every single county, and whenever I have a show in a county, I fill it in, and I hope before I die I can fill that up. I'm maybe 30% of the way there, and I'm well past my midlife crisis. Book me if you can.
And then you don't drink, smoke, or gamble, especially in the entertainment world. Well, what was that hard choice?
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's way easier to never start than it is to quit. Right. I got plenty of addict friends, and I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't gamble. Those are the big three. Part of it might have been growing up apostolic Lutheran, that you're kind of anything fun is beaten out of you some ways. A lot of good comes from discipline, right? And that's what it is at the end of it. But also, a couple of my siblings have had alcohol problems. So has my dad, and it's just not worth it. I'm in bars 3 nights a week with my entertainment career. If I was a drinker, plus I'm a thrill seeker, so I know I'd be up on the roof. I'd be streaking. I'd be taking other people's cars out for a joyride. I know who I am. I'd be teleporting if I was a drinker. So.
And then, why do you believe humor is the purpose of life?
Oh gosh, it's the only thing that has. Yeah, I'm not sure how deep I'm allowed to go on your podcast, but if it wasn't for humor, I'd have done it long ago.
Yeah,
I have never really. Yeah, if I can't make jokes or laugh at life, why the hell am I here? Right. I didn't ask to be on this planet. I'm fully willing to take myself off of this planet, and if I can't laugh, I don't want to be here anymore. And that's the same with everything: a job, part-time or otherwise, friendships. It's like I've never done very well around people that want to suffocate humor.
Right.
Everyone with a sense of humor just wants to help the world, help their community, laugh and get through dark things. And I don't know if it's just sensitivity or a secret desire to control everybody on the planet, but like, if you have an issue with someone's sense of humor, it's more about you in control 100%. Than I've found.
100%.
So.
And I guess the last question on this kind of topic, when the stage lights turn off, who is Steve without the instruments?
Yeah, and I'm in that rare case. I'm the same guy on stage as off. I'm very dark. I don't wear a mask. I can't. My favorite joke is I don't pretend to be someone I'm not, except sober. I pretend to be sober a lot.
Sure.
Even for me, that's not the case. But we have this quote: "You must always face the curtain with the bow." It's true. You bow, they clap, you get the oxytocins, then you go home. You eat your reheated pasta, and you sit there alone, and you think to yourself, gosh, I got to rehearse for the next one. I think I'm an introvert who's been faking it professionally for 11 years now, because when I go home to my little shack in the woods, I just rest so hard. I crash pretty hard. But undoubtedly, it's like an addiction. Every performer will tell you, can't wait for the next one every time. And there will come a time I can't unicycle, I can't one-man band, I can't stilt walk anymore. If I lost my juggling abilities, if I lost my ability to work 90 hours a week, I don't know if I could do it. Financially, that's where most of the pressure is now. But I hope someday I'll be able to be an artist. Because for 11 years, I've just been struggling to make art lucrative enough to not die.
Right. I feel like a lot of musicians and comedians and all that, they have kind of a dark past.
I'd say most of them, especially comedians.
Why do you think that is?
Maybe it's just
so
contrast.
So it just helps them blanket their past. Maybe, I don't know.
I'm not sure. I think it's more so about how you can help someone else.
Sure.
Like in my case, well, and I'm very guilty of this. I'll make jokes that are definitely too dark for my crowd sometimes. Like, if you get paid $4 from a Spotify stream or something, you say, suicide postponed.
Oh, no.
I got a dark sense of humor.
Sure.
I'd trade it if there's another one available.
That's a lot of Finlanders. A lot of Finlanders have that dark humor.
I think, part of being Finnish, and it's not even about stereotypes. We just are this way. And I'd say most cultures have this too, but it's like, especially in the winter, I get that dark seasonal sads, I call them. I don't have depression. I'm not diagnosed or nothing, but I am darker than I want to be.
And I guess for any of the listening audience that has dealt with like similar things, like what advice would you give to them that, I mean, for you, it's your music. If you didn't have your music, what would you be doing?
I'd be dead.
You'd be dead?
I guarantee you I'd be dead. If you are capable, I don't know which camera you're going to be using, but
this one.
If you are capable of having a day job for 60 years, do it. The pain that I've felt being a full-timer, I don't wish this upon anyone. I work hard. I love my job, but keep in mind, everybody who loves their job loves a portion of it.
Right.
That 40%, that's just brutal. The part where you need to advocate for yourself just isn't there for me. I don't have any ego left. I might have at one point in time, but it's been 11 years. If you're not capable of doing the day job thing, I wish I had something better to tell you. I got gimmicks. I got work ethic. I cut out everything that you can cut out. You know, bad friendships, relationships, alcohol, drugs, even video games. I play those very rarely in the off time, and every cent I've made has been reinvested into it. And obviously the economy's in shambles right now, and it probably will be for a little while yet. I like to believe if I was alive in the 30s, the Great Depression, I'd be even worse off, but maybe vaudeville would have saved me being in the troupe, you know? I think about the Great Depression a lot, but yeah, undoubtedly my music won't save me. Spotify has made it that unless people buy CDs all of a sudden again, that's not going to save me. My stunts aren't going to save me unless I get like a full-time crew of employees donating to film all the stunts and stuff and do social media for me. Stunts aren't going to save me. Comedy might.
Right.
Comedy might.
I think comedy might.
Yeah.
Do you think, I guess, Steve, do you think small town kids have an advantage or disadvantage chasing big dreams?
It is both. It's very complicated because we'll do the cons first. The biggest con is that you get an ego. If you're big fish in a small pond, you get just gutted in college when you actually have repercussions for overscheduling. Nobody works with you. Nobody saves you. In my experience, at least.
Sure.
Some people are better at scheduling themselves, but especially people with big dreams, like the real world just extinguishes so much joy. I'm sure if I talked to myself 10 years ago, I used to be a happier guy. I was so trusting and so naive and so vulnerable.
And why do you think that? What do you think the shift was?
Just getting burned. You
mean?
put your hand on a stove, you take it off. I trusted people that were liars. I trusted people that claimed to be friends. You guys are my real friends. I know you'd be there when the going gets tough. The going's been tough for 11 years, fellas.
Sure.
But, yeah, I've got so many people that are just there until the perks are gone, and then they're out. And I have a very small group of people, and they know who they are, they're in my living will. And
right.
And you are, actually. I don't have Steve in there yet. We got to hang out some more, but you'll get in there.
Well, but, for me, it was like when we first met. You were telling me that you're a little bummed that there wasn't a lot of people showing up to your show, and then you said, do you have a solution for it? And then I was like, well, maybe I'll create a Facebook group, and then the Facebook group is now Iron Range Adventures. So if it wasn't for this guy right here, Iron Range Adventures wouldn't exist.
We're going to gig Friday at Culliva Hall if you're interested.
Hey, you got to start posting in the group.
I really suck at promoting myself, and I always will. If I can't hire someone, it's just,
I created this group, and then I was like, Steve, well, you just got to throw your stuff in there.
I can't do it.
You did it once. You did it. I think I could go back to the 4 years ago when I created it, and then
full accountability. I will never be able to promote myself well.
Well, hopefully, Steve behind the camera is very smart when it comes to like.
I'd hire you if you're interested.
Technology and all this stuff. So that's,
yeah, what the heck? We got a marketing guy. We got a headhunter. You got all sorts of talents.
And I guess I got a few questions left for you, Steve, and I just want to make sure we.
Yeah, I wish we could redo this when I'm in a better mood, guys. I'll never be able to lie.
I think for a lot of people, like it is the best thing to listen to a podcast is listening to be the person listening. That's why, when you have two hosts and one guest, like people like to be that third person to kind of listen in. You know what I mean, on conversations, and I think that's.
Yeah. You want a nice, polished, happy-looking product. I'll never be your guy.
I don't think the listeners do either. I think they want to hear because everything.
I'm a bitter old man in a 29-year-old body.
No. As much as you're so hard on yourself, you got to understand. Like, there's a lot of people that envy who you are, is because you're actually chasing your dreams, and you're actually following. You're following your dreams. You could go easily work anywhere and be super talented at wherever you are.
It's true. Yeah,
and
I have that option.
Because you worked at Buell Water for a while.
Yeah.
Right?
Love those guys.
And there's a lot of things that Steve has done outside of performing, and he's done an extremely good job. And for him to put that all on the side and be able to just focus on music is inspiring to a lot of people.
It is
true.
To me. And if there is one thing for the data, my whole life is for the data. I'm the outlier. No bad habits. Just work until he burned out for the final time. Like, I am here to show you that if you give up everything in your life and just focus on the art, this is what it looks like. It's miserable. I'm not going to lie to these poor people. Get a day job if you can live with yourself. I couldn't do it.
Why would you say, like, I guess if you could turn back time and, like, redo it, like, what would you do different?
I'd apply for more grants, and I'd hire people at my weaknesses. I've always known what they are, and I've always been honest about what they are. As much as people try to beat you down with, you got an ego, you got this, you're this and that, what it really is kind of just abuse, and I like it that way. Sure. If they're laughing at me, then I know nobody's getting offended.
Right.
And that's facts. And
it's honorable.
Yeah, if I could go back in time, well, first of all, I'd just slap him across the face and tell him, assume 99% of people are trying to use you.
Sure.
It took me 11 years to find 10 quality friends.
And why do you feel that they're trying to, like, in your eyes, why do you think they're trying to use you just for your?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. I'm really good at making other people money.
Oh,
there's no doubt about it. I am, with work ethic and drive and everything. And in gimmicks alone, I've always been pretty good at making sure other people are taken care of.
Sure.
It's really hard to prioritize yourself in general. And yeah, I don't like to sugarcoat anything. I am in fact a failure. I had a number in my mind of what it would mean to not be a failure at 30. I turned 30 later this year, and I'm like, yep, I need social media help and promotion help. I got a handful of people helping, but undoubtedly my bank account's still negative.
Sure.
If I could go back in time, I probably just would have, if I had to go about this same job experience. And some people say we suffer with our day job for a certain while and then pursued our art. Well, I've been suicidal my whole life. I know that's not my case.
Sure.
I really wish we could redo this podcast and I could be a little bit happier mood. But
we'll get you again soon.
Yeah,
That's how we think it's back to us.
Yeah, some musicians can do that. They can actually, like, pretend to be in a good mood. I've never been able to. Never.
Sure.
Thankfully, this music brings me enough joy that I usually do enjoy it's what it is. But yeah, every now and then you just people overpromise. It's like human nature to overpromise.
Did it happen recently, or is that's why it's kind of?
Oh yeah, absolutely. All the time. I've got so many friends that say they'd pitch in for gas money or buy half of a plane ticket, and then they just never do. And it's like, then you have the choice: do I help remind people to do what they said they were going to do, or do I be the lightning rod tower that I've always been? I'll take the hit. I'll take the hit.
And that's where Steve and I are going to work on make sure that we can protect you on stuff like that. And I guess for you, if you couldn't perform anymore tomorrow, what would you want your legacy to be?
This is a good question. Very good. You put a lot of thought into this podcast. I'm so proud of you, for real. I mean
Likewise.
that. Yeah, give me a minute to think, edit this. Yeah, I guess why stop now? Legacy is so complicated with artists. To be honest, I feel like I've accomplished nothing in my career. I feel like I've never been able to be an artist. I've been struggling with finances to the point where I've never actually produced what I wanted to.
Right.
I've got 11 albums out. Please buy them. The CDs, even if you listen to Spotify, you don't actually support an artist till you buy a CD or merch. That's just the reality of our economy. I've got 5 operas that I've been working on.
Sure.
And without a grant or something, there's no way they'll ever get done. Like the plots and the songs, most everything is like ready to rock, but I need time to get the sheet music done. But yeah, if I died tomorrow, I would just hope that I turn over my Google Docs of all these and somebody else who does have the skills to do what my life work intended, take everything. I've never been a creative type who wanted to profit off my own creativity.
Sure.
If my own original songs or jokes can bring somebody joy, cool. If it brings somebody else money, then I have a problem. But luckily, nobody's ever made much money off of my dumbness.
Well, it seems like anybody that's chasing money rather than their dreams, it usually doesn't work out.
They all fail.
Yeah.
They all fail. And if there's one thing I know for sure is that I did give it every single thing I got, and I got a whole book of regrets. I'm not going to list them off, but it's like, I do know that I gave it every single thing I had in this career. I made a lot of people smile, a couple people cry, a couple people proud.
Right.
And if I died tomorrow, I do know that I got a bunch of free instruments going to people that I think deserve them.
Right.
I got a barrel sauna going to my best buddy. And I've got so many things that I wish I could hang around to see people give. I've been a minimalist just by nature, and
Sure.
part of it's the cleanliness. I've always been a neat freak too, but really it is I just love to give stuff away. I know it's my own fault.
And
My own fault I'm poor. It's my own fault I'm Finnish. It's my own fault I'm an artist. And yeah, if I could go back in time to heaven when God's like, hey, you're about to get drafted, I'd pull out of the draft. I would just... Don't make me go through it again.
And I guess for a small young Steve-O in Palo, a farmer, what impact do you hope you leave on the Iron Range?
Yeah, he didn't deserve all that abuse.
Right.
The Iron Range, it's up to you guys. Locals are usually treated... It's kind of the range mentality. If someone is, doing something, their dreams, the majority just kind of batter you.
Right.
Sometimes it's playful, and I don't mind that stuff. I can always tell. But undoubtedly, I thought about that. When I was in high school, I was so almost brainwashed. I want to put Palo on the map. My band, Hollywood Dreams, my
Sure.
LA-based Finnish-American Eurovision band, we were booked at Laskiainen, and it just warmed my heart so much
Sure.
to go back to my hometown, and I'm so grateful for them. And but undoubtedly, like, if I were to get famous tomorrow, how many of you would buddy up
Oh yeah.
for the perks? How many of you are here for the perks before they're there? That's the people that I want. Like you guys, you're trying to help my career, and it's so obvious and clear. I adore you, and I love you both. But undoubtedly, it's up to the range.
Sure.
I know the 20 people I want to take with me to the top if I ever get there. And honestly, I've got so many doubts at this point. But, yeah, legacy, it's up to you. I gave it every single thing I had in this career, and I do feel like I failed. If I moved to LA or New York City or Minneapolis and I did my unicycle accordion stilt walking composer thing, maybe it'd have gone better. But at the end of the day, I like the forest.
I think you're very hard on yourself, Steve-O.
If that's why I fail in the long run, is because I wanted to give rural areas a good discount on my art, I'll take that with me straight to the grave, because I always have prioritized the small towns, because that's who I am. It's what I've come from. People deserve entertainment everywhere. Even depressed people, even alcoholics, they deserve to be entertained. Just don't hurt people.
Right.
Even liars deserve to be entertained. I'm glad I'll never be one of them, but I'll still entertain people. There's a lot of villains in the world. I do what I can to make people better versions of themselves. I still work every day to better me. I go for a run. I'll do this and that and everything. But yeah, being harsh on yourself is a good thing. I'm not going to let anyone worry or feel bad for me. I'm not a liar. I'm not going to lead you like a lamb to slaughter into an art career. If you're a young person, have a plan, have friends, have a wealthy parent or spouse or somebody that can just be there for the net, the safety net. I never had a safety net. It hurts like absolute heck.
Sure.
We're not swearing in this podcast. But yeah.
Should we lighten it up a little bit and do some rapid fire questions?
Good. Be my guest. I'd love to.
Okay. All right. So I'll ask you the questions, answer them quick.
Like it.
All right. Sauna or ice swim?
Ice swim. Both. It's got to be both. What the heck? That's silly. Both.
Accordion or opera?
Opera.
Okay.
If it were up to me.
Finland or Minnesota?
You're asking some hard-hitting questions.
Oh, I know.
I'll say if I end up in any more medical debt, Finland.
Okay. Polka legend or rap remix?
For myself or in general?
Just general.
Yeah, rap remix. Please check out my rap songs. I'm way more than a shoehorned polka guy. The accordion is so versatile.
Unicycle or stilts?
I do prefer the unicycle.
Okay.
Because I've been injured on the stilts. Never been injured on the unicycle.
I think I've seen you fall on the stilts.
Hurt like out.
Pasty or pizza?
Pasty.
Duluth or the range?
Yeah, and unfortunately I do have to go to Duluth. I've just been betrayed less there.
Morning person or night owl?
I'm such a night owl, I'm a morning person, Stevie. 4 days a week.
Karaoke or silence?
If anybody who knows me know I'm silence.
Silence? Okay.
I sit there in silence 2 hours a day minimum.
All right, everybody, earmuffs. It's under 18. Favorite Finnish swear word?
Saatana perkele.
If you're an animal, what would you be?
I'd be a walrus with angel wings. I'd be a walrus who can fly. It's my spirit animal. I'd probably be a ram.
Okay.
It's all the head trauma I've had.
One instrument you refuse to learn?
Clarinet.
Clarinet. Coffee or energy drink?
Energy drink. Can't stand coffee. I know the stereotype.
If you had to play one instrument forever, which one?
Harp.
Harp?
Yeah, I've got a harp. It brings me so much joy.
What's the most Iron Range thing that's ever happened at one of your shows?
Oi. That's not a quick question at all. Seems like every show I go give hugs. I go greet the people normally. Unless I immediately have to get going or was disrespected or something, I always go greet. And yeah, there's times I'll be sitting there and for 40 minutes just hugging and going through the line, and
Sure.
and then some gals will just hang out there to the end BSing me while I handle everyone else who wants to buy something and go. And yeah, just the BSing.
Sure.
The BSing, if I had to give one short answer, BSing.
And then the closing questions for you. What advice would you give to a kid in a tiny town who feels stuck?
Huh. Yeah, I'll give you the advice I needed at that age. If you yourself don't have an ego, hire people. If you can't hire people, get a day job till you can hire people. I had a day job my whole life. I still got side hustles, and they've
Sure.
always supplemented the art. And now that I have one successful band out of the 11 that I have, the one that's successful just gets, funds all of my other dumb ideas with the one-man band. And it's like, yeah, if you are incapable of being selfish, find someone who is and get them to be your manager or something. Because I can promote others so well. I can promote the mariachi band, the polka band, the opera company. But yeah, when it's a one-man show, it's suicide, undoubtedly.
Sure. And what's next for you in 2026?
Yeah, I'm hopefully applying for a grant. Finally, I've failed the last couple times. The lack of an ego has made me fail. This time I'm hiring a gal in Duluth to help. Basically, I'm hiring her to hold my hand and read. Because I have the operas ready to rock. It's just one of those things when you don't feel like you... I feel like I deserve it too. It's more complicated than that. It's just... my art has always taken the hit and the side, pushed to the side, while the stuff that makes other people money and gives me the peanuts. I sound like a day jobber. I'm a full-time entertainer who's still donated 90% of my time to others.
Sure. Well, I feel like we have a lot of people watching this podcast as well. Hopefully.
God bless them.
Troopers. But if you made it all the way to this point and you feel like you could help Steve maybe with the grants and maybe all that stuff, definitely reach out to him. See if you can actually help him out and get through.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It sounds like that's where kind of the stuck point is, correct?
I'm at the point where I just, if it happens, it happens. Okay. I'll never be able to accept donations well either. Unless you want to book me for a gig, make me feel like I earned it. But yeah, undoubtedly I'm struggling to get through this winter. And every winter's hard.
Sure.
Every winter's hard, especially when you're a generous idiot like me. It's I'm sorry. I feel like I've ruined your podcast, and I think we should redo this another time.
No, I like it. That's what I want. I want it to be raw, and I want people to kind of know behind the stories.
Yeah. Have them study my brain. Don't let people suffer as I have suffered. That's.
And I guess we'll kind of wrap it up, though. The final message to the Iron Range community.
Oh gosh. Yeah, it's been said. I have no bitterness towards the range in general. I got bitterness to the people who've wronged me up here. Oh man. Yeah, these questions are too hard for me. I'm a bitter person in general. I wasn't like this naturally.
Well, I had a boss once tell me that he said if you want somebody to wrong you twice, let them not have you trust people again. So there's a lot of good people out there, and unfortunately, the ones that burn you will stand out. I think that it's a whole group.
I need to hear that very much today, especially right now. Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I don't know. I talked to a friend back in the cities, and she's dealing with some same thing. Same thing was like, she's just like, I can't stand everybody in Minneapolis right now, and they're just all POSs. And I'm like, Minneapolis has a ton of people.
It's more
it's
complicated
very easy
than
to
that.
just.
They're hurting so much. I just want to protect everybody. I want to make everyone smile and happy with my art.
Well, I think that's
why I don't like podcasts. I've never been able to lie. I don't have to lie when I'm singing.
Well, I think it's a good message to the audience, to people that know, like, hey, like, no matter who you are, life's not easy.
Yeah.
And if you can, and the best message for you is to stay positive and try to move forward.
And the best part I love about you is your sunshine is so stable. I am also a pretty sunny person. I've been in a bad mood for a couple days straight now. Usually they only last 2 or 3, then the dark clouds leave. But yeah, this one's been particularly brutal, and I'm just chalking it up to February. I went for a run today in the sunshine, and I'm hoping it hasn't gotten the clouds away yet. But yeah, probably medicated. That's what advice I'd get.
And I should have mentioned this earlier in the podcast, but you tell us about the Iron Range Half Marathon.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't do any training.
Oh my goodness. And you ran so fast. And my cousins, they were way up ahead, and you ended up passing them, and they're like, holy crap, Steve is fast. And they got to like mile 9.
I'm still fast, baby. I just have never been a distance
And
runner.
he hit a wall.
Let me make one quick point. It sucks that adults only have distance running. Like, we don't have track and field for adults anymore. I was a track star, and it was ripped out of my life. I got a music scholarship, so I wasn't able to be on the track team. I do believe I would have made it. I'd have been the worst one on the team.
Don't let Steve fool you. He is very athletic. And then you're running the Grandma's Marathon too, aren't you, this year?
No, I'll be on tour in Finland.
Oh, you are? Okay.
So I'll be in Finland on tour. If you're a visitor listening from Finland, please book me in Finland. I struggle so much with self-promotion, and it's even harder with my secondary language.
Well, and if people don't know, where can people find your stuff?
Oh gosh, yeah, they sell my CDs at Cane Lakes Candies. If you're a ranger, please buy CDs. We sell them at Schmidt Music and Foxes and Fireflies bookstore in Superior. Schmidt is in Hermantown. Yep. Please buy a CD. Spotify helps, but undoubtedly you're letting that Swedish guy, CEO, just make all the money. Yeah, and every person on Spotify hopes that it'll be enough exposure that they'll get live gigs. Everybody knows what they sign.
And then, Steve, can we put a link for people to buy? Can you buy your stuff online at all, or?
No, I don't have a website at the moment. I was too much of an idiot. I didn't do the auto pay right, so it got reprimanded by pirates.
So that's where Steve is actually going to help you out with that. He's going to put your stuff on the website, correct, and then people in, say, the cities, they could buy it right from online, and then
there's T-shirts, CDs, there's stickers, magnets, and I believe there'll be bobbleheads this summer.
Oh, really?
Believe it or not.
That's awesome.
If all things go right. So,
are you playing in the state fair again, or?
Yep.
Okay.
I do believe it's public information at this point, but yes, they have booked me again.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
And yeah, that single thing almost puts me in a better mood. But
well, I think you just got to remember is like there's a lot of bad people out there, but there's a lot of good people out there too. Yeah. And I think you just gotta, sometimes when you deal with a bad situation, you think that like, hey, like they're all like that, and that's not true. There's a lot of good people out there, and you're one of them, and there are 2 guys right behind the camera as well.
Yeah, there's 3 people in this room I love and admire dearly. Don't let me in a bad mood represent myself horribly, but it's true. You can't do what I do for a living if you are medicated.
And you can't have you
need the highs, you need the lows, and unfortunately, usually Mondays are where I recover from everything I endured over the weekends as a touring artist. So I am really in a bad mood right now, and I'm sorry for everybody that had to deal with my rants. Just know that there are in fact good people in the world, and I don't want you to feel like you've been taking it out on you, whatever. I just don't want other people to suffer like I do. So I got to be real.
In the line of work you do, you can't have thin skin.
Well, and that's the truth. Yeah. I mean that. All the people that, just playfully poke at me, I don't mind that. I really mean it. If I'm the butt of the joke, nobody's getting offended. That's what a lightning rod tower is supposed to do. That's what an entertainer is supposed to do. And Yeah, we always punch up, not punch down. So if you're punching up and it happens to be my jaw you're punching, I guess I'm flattered and grateful. So
Well,
leave it at that.
Steve Solkela, I want to thank you so much for being on the podcast. I know you got a busy schedule. How do you? What do you got? What do you got coming up?
Yeah, the Iron Rangers. I got a show. I don't know. This is probably gonna have when. I don't know when your editing will be done, but join the Culliva Hall. I do gigs there once a month, but I'm doing my vaudeville show at Culliva Hall this Friday. Assuming this will be edited after, so this doesn't matter.
No, Steve's gonna have it out this week, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
City people. I come down for a bunch of stuff. Yeah, no, I don't know when it'll be done.
No, it'll
editing,
be done
so
this week.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to promote my February stuff then, just because, it's already. Well, I go to Florida. I go on the West Coast tour in March. If you watch from the West Coast, we'll go to Utah, Arizona, California, Washington, Montana, and a couple in Fargo on the way back. And I'll be in Florida the first weekend of March.
Sure.
So if anybody's on the West Coast that watches our podcast, please reach out. I've been just struggling miserably getting all the bookings done, and California especially has been interested and then not. In Minnesota, I've been kind of babied by people who say, I have a venue and free time, we'll have you, we'll risk it. It's just our culture is a little bit more, you're interesting, let's take a risk. And I know California's not like that because everyone wants to make a living there. I don't even want to make a living anymore. I just want to survive. I've been surviving. You can't call it living. For years.
Well, I think Steve and I are going to meet with you and try to get this all tightened up for you, so it's less stressful. And we need you to focus on bringing joy to people and not having to have the extra baggage and stress that you're currently dealing with. And we're going to fix that.
And I'm not going to lie, I do in fact need a hero. I don't want handouts. They'll be making tons of money off me. Don't you worry about that. But they got skills I don't have. And I got two at least that you don't have. Unicycle and still walking, I suppose. Yeah, if I can't make a living with my art, I don't want to live at all. It's that simple. You don't owe me anything, audience. This is raw. This is real. I hated every bit of this. I love these people. But, I hope we redo this when I'm in a better mood someday. Hopefully by then I will be out of the negative in my friggin' bank account. And all the people that owe me money will, do the right thing. But,
Well, Steve, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
I'm sorry for being on the podcast.
You're not so sorry. That was great.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in to the Iron Range Adventure Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who loves the Iron Range as much as we do. You can follow us on social media at Iron Range Adventures across most platforms, and find more episodes, stories, and adventures at ironrangeadventures.com.